Very simple. Content marketing is all about telling stories. And as human beings, there's always that need to tell a story. So what's the relevance of that to brands? Telling a story from a brand perspective, we think, is becoming a very important aspect in the toolkit of brand marketing. And I suppose the question is why? Why now? Why in 2016? So what we've seen is kind of three interesting things happening. Over the last 5 or 6 years, we've seen the explosion of social media, driven initially by Facebook, now into the likes of Twitter, Instagram, and most recently Snapchat. So various different platforms out there that are speaking to a lot of people in Ireland and delivering content. In terms of broadband speeds, most recently the ability to deliver video content. And the opportunity for brands is that opens up a whole world of opportunity in terms of having a longer conversation with consumers, probably a more engaging and potentially interesting conversation, and an opportunity to really get them more into understanding the brand story and driving brand love, ultimately brand loyalty. And I suppose what we're all here for is driving commercial opportunities for brands. We think about attention span, we think about digital media, and we think of all those kind of things that have happened sociologically over the last couple of years. It is obvious to see that there is less attention out there. And there's kind of a number of reasons for that. One, obviously the world is going at a faster rate, but secondly, frighteningly enough, the amount of commercial messaging has increased from, on average, 2,000 messages per day in 2000 to, I think on average 5,000 messages today. If we think about that, I think that's actually one commercial message every 6 seconds. So no matter how intelligent you are, no matter how big your brain is and its ability to absorb information, you just can't really engage with any consumers at that level.
I think one of the biggest challenges for brands today, for any marketeer, is really getting your consumer to connect. I suppose for us in General Mills, when we look at the consumer, our biggest thing is about putting the consumer first and engaging with them. And I think it's a real challenge to engage with our consumers these days. Not only are they dual device-seen and they're seeing as many advertisements as humanly possible every day, mobile on the internet, because we're continuously on. We're not just dialing into the internet whenever we want. We're actually always on. So it's a big challenge to actually not just reach them, but actually engage our target audience. And I suppose that's where, the old days of measuring marketing effectiveness and ads and everything through, reach on TV and out-of-home media, they're kind of gone. I suppose they're not really as relevant as what they used to be. And that's where now content really is king, and engaging with them and creating that content that, not just content that's branded. Consumers are really savvy. It needs to be content that's relevant to them and that something that they're willing to engage in. And the biggest thing is that they're willing to share it with their friends, because the whole theme now is micro-influencers. It's not putting a big known, well-known celebrity in front of your brand and consumers will straight away buy into it. It's actually a mum wants to be recommended by her friend, a guy wants to be recommended with a guy he knows in the gym, or one of his friends on Facebook or Instagram or whatever it is. So content especially is going to be really crucial in order to get that brand engagement.
Platforms. From a digital point of view, we've seen the rise of the technology of ad blockers. Now, as of August 2015, according to PageFair, ad blockers had 18% penetration in Ireland. That growth, it was growing at a rate of 85%. So if we kind of take that growth rate and apply it to May 2016, that means that we could have ad blocking penetration at 33%. And then fast forward that to 2017, it could be up over 50%. So that's frightening, really, in terms of brand marketing and in terms of messaging and getting messages out to consumers. It presents us with a real challenge. We've also got other ad avoidance. We've got Sky Plus remote controls, but we've also got, going back to the 5,000 messages a day, what we call, message filtering within people's ways. And that's a whole natural ability just to scream out communication that's happening as it happens around you. So that brings us to an interesting, if not challenging, situation where we've got all of this commercial messaging, we've all this wealth of opportunity in terms of social media with which to get that messaging out. But now we've got consumers who are going, speak to the hand, don't want to listen. So I think what that's saying to us is that we've got to not revolutionise what we do, but certainly evolutionise what we do and really reflect the change that's happening with consumers. But what we do know, and what we do have to reflect, is that attention on awareness and engagement in advertising is declining over time. So what we have to do is reflect that change in terms of what we do. And content marketing is a real opportunity for us to do that. So that's really taking the brand story in a longer format and taking it out to the consumer and engaging with them in a way that we can get them involved in what the brand is all about. And as I said, build that brand loyalty and ultimately brand sales. So there's much more opportunities for us to go out there and engage with consumers. Wavemaker is a really good way of doing that. What we've brought together are the specialisms of SEO, social, data and insight to really look at ways that we can get that content out there and really begin engaging and talking with consumers. The data element too, I think, is really the important element too, because what we've spent the last 12 months doing is looking at ways in which we can measure the effectiveness of content and ensuring that it is driving return on investment, which is the most important element really in terms of making sure that this is working.
So with an increasingly cluttered media landscape and more sophisticated ad blocking technologies than ever before, it's more difficult than it ever has been for advertisers to reach their core consumers. We as media professionals need to be super progressive, and more than ever we need to be consumer first in everything we do. And advertisers need to be hyper relevant when it comes to the content they are sharing with their consumers. In order to ensure this relevance, we need to understand more than ever what makes our target audience tick. Wavemaker does exactly that. It's a data-driven, consumer-first offering with content at its very heart.
So we've launched Wavemaker globally in 2016. We see it as the biggest strategic priority for MEC. In Ireland, we see it as a really, really important element. As I've said, the challenges are out there. It's not revolution, it's evolution. We've got to go out there and really face the way the consumer is changing, face the way the media landscape is changing, and find results that can really impact on that. And I think that's important in terms of ensuring that the advertising investment that our clients entrust in us to invest on their behalf continues to drive growing and real return on investment, which is what we're really excited about what Wavemaker can do and bring to us and our clients going forward in 2016 and beyond. It's truly frightening the pace at which technology and digital is driving change. What we're about at MEC is challenging and trying to drive stuff forward, and ensuring that we're on top of the trends, make sure that we're there where the consumer is, and investing money on behalf of clients that is really going where the best return is coming from. Wavemaker is one of those initiatives. We'll never stop innovating, we'll never stop chasing the consumer, we'll never stop looking to see where those trends are developing and going to. And so we look forward to really continuing to really be at the forefront of where the consumer is and where marketing channels emerge and go, and we're looking forward to that and many more challenges ahead.